What up, everybody? Just get in your son of a gun. What's up? It's your boy Tvshka. It is the Fantasy Talk Around, and it's your boy Josh in the building. Hey, what happened this weekend?
It was the return. Just when you thought the whole season, people are like, he was out. And I was saying, yes,
it was out.
But I told you I would never quit him.
Mm.
And he knew that. So therefore, the return of the sweet, sweet prince known as Brock Bowers, or else we call him Bowser here.
Oh, God dang. Yeah.
Right.
The beast is back.
Yes.
For sure. No, he had an incredible showing. That was a really fun game.
Yeah, it was.
Jaguars versus Raiders. The Jags pull it out at the end because Geno Smith is just not a game-winning quarterback, even though he did serviceable job. Ashton Genty, Bowers really kind of showing up in the lineups for a lot of people this week. But they, man, I mean, last week there was all blowouts. This week we had a lot of tight matches. And somehow the Chiefs, even though they had one of their worst games against the Bills, who had the best game, they still didn't lose by that much. So I don't know what that says about you, Bills. Maybe you're not that good.
It's the regular season. You know those two are going to play each other in the playoffs again.
Yeah,
it's this is just like the preseason. You're like, well, what happened the last game? They were just figuring shit out. Now that being said, what Patrick Mahomes' stat line was just
abysmal. So glad I had him in. It was great.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello there.
Hello. Brennan. We did that in sync, by the way, Brennan. I want you to know that. We did not mean to do that. That was not rehearsed.
Yeah, just where it's that in sync, that simpatico. It was a wild week. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you had a good win this week. I believe I pretty much went kind of right down the middle. It was 50-50. I blew out two teams and then lost pretty handily in the other two. So
I lost everywhere. It was one of those weeks where even with Brock Bowers on my team, I just happened to go against a guy who had Christian McCaffrey and JSN, and I shall go on. Sometimes it happens that way. I got gift.
Yeah.
So
I got Bowser. Absolutely wrecked shop, getting 44 points. But you know what? Hey, that might as well be as good as any transition. Because, ladies and gentlemen, he is the top of the top 10. But there were some other people that were really putting in the work. And that's in the top 10. Let's enjoy. Yep, that is right. These gentlemen did put some work in, and I mean we talked about them a little bit, but I'll let you. You can surpass your quota. The one that is known as Broccoli Bowers.
Oh yeah, Mr. Brockelson did his thing this weekend. You just saw one of the highlights of his 3 touchdowns, 127 yards. I think did he put 40? Or was it 38? I don't know. He scored the most fantasy points of any single player this whole fantasy season.
Yeah, ours was 43.
43. Okay, yeah. So are the Raiders inept? Absolutely. But when Brock Bowers is healthy and can't feel his torn meniscus that he has in his knee currently, or his tweaked meniscus, this is what he does. He is a different animal. He is what people thought Kyle Pitts was going to be. No. Brock Bowers is that tight end. It stinks about Tucker Kraft because he does show promise. Tyler Warren shows greatness. Trey McBride. But there's something about this dude. He was the number 1 receiver on a Georgia team with Ladd McConkey. That's another counter of a thing that I bring up all the time. But it's true. He's just a different animal, a different athlete, that big, that size, at the tight end position. And he is a cheat code when he is healthy. Like Christian McCaffrey or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, they're just Patrick Mahomes when he's not playing the Bills. It's a cheat code. on what they can do. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes had his struggles last year, but he's starting to scramble more this year. So he's really showing he had to like for the first few weeks because of just the team. He didn't have any receivers. So he showed that he can still do his magic that he did. Now, Lamar, he's doing everything from the pocket these days. Like he still had went all out, but yeah. It's just
yeah.
The beast
that's actual audio from his touchdown catch.
Yeah, the beast is
the one-handed. I mean, that spin around, kind of boom, boom, bang, bang play. Got the cheek in, another cheek, counting as part of the 2 football move catch rule. Weird, but hey, it is what it is. We like it. Him and Kyron Williams and others joined the cheat club. But other people did put in some work, and they were the quarterbacks, man. There's my overlays. Bow. Caleb Williams, please stand up, man, because good God, he's arrived. This is probably his best fantasy showing. Getting 39 points in our league, and again, that's full PPR, which doesn't matter for that as far as quarterbacks, but 4 points per tutty. And so he had 5 rushing attempts for 53 yards. He also had 2 receptions, 1 for a touchdown. But he got 22 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And then 20 completions off of 34 attempts for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns. Had himself an incredible day, and much praise goes to him. That was a pretty good bout there with the Bengals, and they're against Cincinnati, and on the other side was the Cincinnati quarterback, Joe Flacco.
Something about Flacco
that I miss. Well, you didn't have to miss it because he has returned, getting 1 rushing yard for negative, but really it's the 31 passing completions for off of 47 attempts. Good Lord. Old man. Off of a sore shoulder too.
Yeah. That icy hot was in a lifetime supply to get his shoulder after that.
Like just drop the pallet.
I wonder how much of the cold tub he was in.
470 yards, man.
Yeah.
470 yards, almost a half a century, and 4 touchdowns. That game alone was absolutely electric. There's really like a handful of games this week that just I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Like the highlights are great, but doesn't do service to that momentum shift and just that chess match that some of these games were. Another one that you can miss was Josh Allen getting 29 points, 6 rushing attempts over 19 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely breaking our defensive backs with those. But 23 completions off 26 attempts for 273 yards and 1 touchdown. And then you saw him in the video doing the slide there in the end zone. Justin Herbert getting 29 fantasy points against the Tennessee Titans. In that was another contested, kind of match. Got a little bit of back and forth, but he got 9 rushing attempts for 57 yards, 1 touchdown, 19 completions. Really not a ton of work there, and we'll talk about that when it comes to wide receivers a little bit. 29 attempts, 250 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then you got Sam Darnold there in that win against Washington, that walloping against Washington.
I'll waive my opinion on Sam Darnold to another segment.
I like that. But those 14 points that Washington got, absolute garbage time. But there was a lot more garbage that was had by the Washington Commanders. Geno Smith got fantasy points, but just he's still Geno Smith, so he couldn't get the win. Getting 27. Jackson Dart. You got your new drop. You got your new drop, dude. You requested this. Sunshine.
Yeah, he's Sunshine. Until further notice, he's Sunshine. I was trying to come up with a better nickname, but no, he's Sunshine.
Yeah, no, I like Sunshine. But he was pretty sunny, and he got 27 points. Right behind him, actually tied with him, and Geno Smith, Matt Stafford there at their win, their 34-10 win against New Orleans, getting 27, and your boy Lamar Jackson. Not too shabby for a running back, getting 26. Only 14 rushing yards. That's weird. Like, how did he get points? Because that's all he does, right?
Yeah,
no, that's incorrect. Because he did throw 23 passes.
I mean, he had
completed 18 of them, but got 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, what else do you really need, I guess?
To quote you, he ran the ball 18 really good times.
Yeah, he ran so good.
Oh, gosh.
And as this, yeah, I guess this is real. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Penix got knocked out of the top 10 for Jacoby Brissett, a.k.a. Brisket, cooking it up, getting 24 points so far against Dallas.
We suck so bad.
Oh, man, sorry about that. But he got a rushing touchdown. He also has 2 passing touchdowns. I know one is to McBride. I believe the other's to Marvin Harrison Jr. So be paying attention to that game. You might not be able to watch it, though, ladies and gentlemen, because as of October 30th, Disney is fucking people over. And actually, no, they've been doing that since probably 1920. But recently, if you have YouTube TV and some of the other providers, you cannot use that credentialing, basically, to watch ESPN or other Disney products, which includes Monday Night Football. And I've tried several attempts either through Hulu or Disney or ESPN or YouTube TV to be able to log in and watch, and much to no avail. So very much like the Dish DirecTV situation with Fox. It is now those bullshit contracts and licensing is now transitioning into the streaming world, which feels like it hits harder. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Maybe just because before everything's so readily available. It wasn't so much of a gatekeeping, but who knows? Maybe we got more to talk about Wednesday night on the Ruckus wrap up. There was Soul. But for our wrapping up quarterbacks, man, what do you got?
Well, bring that back up real quick. Let me click on that. There was somebody I wanted to bring up, and then I talked about it. Thank you. So Flacco, everyone just visualized the old pitcher from Major League that had like the Vaseline on his shoulder and just look all decrepit. Like that's Joe Flacco after that game for throwing the ball 47 times as a 40-year-old. It's nuts as long as your name is Joe and you have a Cincinnati Bengals jersey on, you're good at throwing the football to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Jamar's not in our top 10. T. Higgins is because he mossed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But Gino is on his F it. Brock Bowers is down there somewhere. Who knew that would work for you? We don't have to talk about Jacoby Brissett. We don't. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, I played him. He worked out well for me today. Just not well enough because fucking Bowers.
But yes, Lamar's back. He had one more incompletion than he did touchdown passes. Sam Darnold, we'll get to here a little bit later, but I think he started the game out 16 for 16 or something like that. And Dart, he's a must start.
Not in the top 10.
No, Jackson Dart's in the top 10. Sunshine's in the top 10.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was equaling Penix for some reason.
Jackson Dart will be in the top. He's a must start. There shouldn't be any question of who you should start over Dart because Dart has to do everything. So he has to run a lot as well. Not just for his life, but also to make sure his team progresses the ball down the field. Because Tyron Tracy was a ghost. So I would sit there and say I'm happy if you picked up Dart off of waivers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Dart has a week 14 bye. So that is playoff time, ladies and gentlemen. So be looking at that to be able to supplement. Because, man, I tell you what, man, like quarterbacks were kind of thin to be able to get off of waiver wires in quite a bit leagues. Just with that bye kind of period, everybody kind of grabbing them up and not just having one or, kind of an additional one to stream. You know what's even worse is the running backs, man, in the waiver wire. But we're not in that section. We're in the top 10. And the top 10 running backs was our boy McCaffrey. The true 101.
Oh my God. He's so good. I know what he did last week. It happens. But this is what he typically does on just like a Tuesday for him. It's ridiculous. Christian McCaffrey does.
Yep. Yeah, because before he dropped 34 points this week. Last week, he dropped 9.8. The week before, 39, 24, 27, 26. I mean, yeah, come on. It's ridiculous. What's also ridiculous, and maybe that's his name now, Ridiculous Dowdle, because this guy going off after a shit week as well. Getting 5 points last week, getting 28 points this week. And I mean, he's on a tear. We're going to talk a little bit more about him later. Kyle Monangadai.
Yeah. Monangadai.
You got to love him because you picked him up off the waivers, getting 23 points. Josh Jacobs coming in hot, getting 20, getting 1 rushing touchdown on the ground. Genty. That was good to see him actually do something of worth. Still didn't go off like he did against Chicago, but hey, I'll take 20 points.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. And then Chase Brown, he was all over the field, literally. Not just running, but also flipping and getting thrown out of bounds. I mean, I think I even saw him like landing on his head a couple of times.
I think he was helping someone to their seats during a timeout at one point.
Yeah, I mean. He was trying to do everything to win against Chicago as a good portion. Well, as the offense for the Cincinnati Bengals was. The defense didn't really help out at all. But he comes in getting people 19 points. Bijan must start. Robinson, I don't know. Trying to play off the mustard. Getting 17 points for people there at the house. But it rounded up to 18 here. No touchdowns. What's going on there, man? Why is he not getting in the end zone?
Because he doesn't have to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
As long as you just give him the damn ball.
Yeah. No. We'll find out when we get to the receivers of where the hell do those points go.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams coming in getting 17. Jaylen Warren getting 16, and then Achane rounding out the top 10.
The Teflon Don himself.
Teflon Don, man. Yeah. And I mean, we were talking about our pump pass kicks, and I was looking at, a lot of the, the past kind of scores. I mean, his lowest is 12.8. Like, give me that any day.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. But yeah, for the running backs, man, anything on them?
Yeah. So I was going to bring up Rico Dowdle, but we're going to bring up him. We're going to talk about him a little bit later.
Yep.
Monangai, if you notice, talking about Bijan not getting any touchdowns, Achane didn't get any touchdowns, but Monangai, and we might be mispronouncing his name. I'm sorry. We will figure that out. But he didn't have any touchdowns either, and he was like top 3. So, which brings me to the question: is people might sit there, oh, well, he just played the Bengals. True, that does have some weight on it for as bad as their defense is. If they play the Cowboys, start them. Don't care. But I will say this: he got a good workload like that.
Yeah.
To him being in the top 5, top 3 is because he was getting he had 5 for 5, and then he also had good run work. So the fact that they're scheming him in multiple ways and not just a third down back would make you feel excited if he's on your team going forward. I just don't know. The thing is DeAndre Swift is basically the same back, and he was banged up. So it's like, what's going to happen when Swift comes back? Because they're basically the same back.
Yeah, and that's where, some people were equating it. I mean, and talk about Swift, I mean, to the Lions, kind of with the two-headed monster that they have there. And could they see the same thing in Chicago? Who knows? Possibly. But I don't know. I mean, it was a good showing for Chicago as far as an offense, but I still got to see them put it together consistently.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like a little bit of a flash in the pan. Again, it is the Cincinnati Bengals defense who did everything they could to not win this game. God, man, I mean, it was. But we'll talk about some other people that definitely were not even near the top 10. But so that's it for running backs. Wide receivers. Just keep this train moving. God, Drake London. I mean, we had the question of where did Bijan Robinson's touchdowns go? That's the motherfucker. Getting 39 points, right? They had 14 targets. All right. Only caught 9, which is a little bit low, but 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. Had himself a phenomenal game and really some incredible catches too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those end zone catches that we got one of them. Honestly, for the top 10 video, that was the hardest thing is like, do I put all 3 touchdowns for, Bowers, for London, for some of these guys just absolutely wrecking shop. Rico Dowdle, or do I just put in one? But right behind London is the game, maybe one of the games of the week. Higgins coming in, getting 33 points, 121 yards, 7 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. And yeah, absolutely mossing. I did like a little crossover, like it was like a Euro step for the catch. It's just to walk into the end zone. Devontae Adams. I am so sorry that I doubted you. He went to the Jets, didn't really do a whole, or went to Raiders, then the Jets. Now he's with the Rams. We just call them the Resurrection Rams because whenever they have quote unquote broken goods that go there, they show out. And so I don't know, maybe Devontae Adams can go to the Bucs next year. That'd be kind of cool for Baker Mayfield. Right. But he definitely showed out with 23 points. DJ Moore. Now he should have a passing touchdown, right? So I believe he was the one that threw it to Caleb Williams.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's not showing up on our stat line at least.
Yeah,
but
I see it. See it. 1-1 for 2 yards and a touchdown. Always to the right.
Okay. Are you on sleeper?
I'm looking at the overlay.
In that overlay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the overlay.
I was clicked into the profile. For some reason, the profile is not showing it. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the profile's
thank you though for clarifying that. Yeah. So he does show that touchdown, and this is just kind of a public service announcement. Definitely check with your commissioners. Make sure some of those are in because I believe a few years back I did not get one for who was it? It was running back throwing a touchdown. But anyways, DJ Moore got those points out of there. Puka Nacua, alongside Adams, getting 23 points. So the Rams are definitely firing on all cylinders right now, but he is questionable. So we'll find out more in the next segment. But Marvin Harrison has moved into the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. So far, getting 22.6 points against the Dallas Cowboys. He has 9 targets, 7 receptions for 96 yards and 1 touchdown. Do you put Murray back in?
I don't. I mean, for our fans, for the fact that we just traded for him in our dynasty, yeah,
I know.
But as far as like the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, they haven't really. Did they win other than tonight? Like they've been competitive in every game. I just don't think they've actually won.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, oh, you put Murray in. What's going to happen? They just still break your heart or suck. Like, I mean,
Brisket's been bringing it, man.
As far as a fantasy owner. Yeah. I am Trey McBride owner and Marvin Harrison owner. Like, Brissett. Like, remember, that's why if you were Malik Neighbors or anybody for the Giants who are like, just put Jackson Dort in there. Get Russell Wilson out of here because he's just not helping fantasy-wise. Jake Browning, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins owners were just begging, and they got blessed with a 40-year-old. Yeah. Also named Joe, but the other Joe is way younger and has more hair. But
when you get to 2 Joes, one's cool. I guess the other one's hot. So they're Joe icy hot.
I mean, they are Joe cool. Mm-hmm. They are Joe. There's elite and then there's cool, but they're both elite.
Yeah. But to finish out the wide receivers, JSN, man. He's really good.
He's really good.
And I'm pretty sure all of that was just that first half. Because that halftime score, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was pretty ridiculous. I don't know if it was 28 points or what, but it was clear as day. Like who really came to play. He gets 129 yards, getting the most reception yards for wide receivers. That is. And Horton. Horton, here's a who. And
he also found an end zone.
Yeah, and he found it twice. And his first name is Torrey. Rookie there for the Seahawks, along with Njigba getting it. And I believe we're going to talk about him a little bit more. Then we'll get to the waiver wire. Michael Pittman, Pity City. 3 straight weeks of 20+ points for people. I mean, he's definitely a good commodity. They do have an week 11 bye, so might be a good time to try to get some trades in for that guy. And then rounding out the top 10 because technically Marvin Harrison is in, so that will drop out Amon-Ra St. Brown. But Demario Douglas, they're at the Patriots, getting 20 points. Basically having 100 yards off of 4 receptions and 1 touchdown. We'll probably talk a little bit. Might not be as glowing, the conversation. But and then Amon-Ra. I mean, just doing Amon-Ra things. I mean, it's crazy that you get 18.7 and you're not even in the top 10 for wide receivers this week. But he's got 97 yards, no tutties, which was kind of one of the big differences. But that wasn't a whole lot of touchdowns in that game. A little bit of a low scoring affair. For the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. But yeah, just quickly wrap up wide receivers. What do you got?
Can you bring up Jackson Smith-Njigba and tell me his worst game after 9 weeks?
After 9 weeks? After week 9?
No, I'm saying obviously completed 9 weeks. I'm just saying. So yeah, just what's his lowest scoring game so far?
Yeah, the season?
Yeah.
13. Yeah, he's like the H-Chan of receivers.
And then bring
and
up
actually a little bit better. Yeah.
And then bring up our top 10 receivers for the week again.
Yeah.
19. Okay. So his floor is a top 15 receiver. Like what JSN is doing when I went back as far as here I come. I guess I know ball because I was just I think after week 3 or 4, I'm like, JSN is going to be the most consistent receiver fantasy wise, week in, week out, as long as he stays healthy. And Sam Darnold is not a pumpkin. And Sam Darnold is having the career year, and JSN is a big reason for it. So I tried to trade for JSN for in week 4 and 5. I was trying to get him on my team, but to no avail on that. But it's just insane is what JSN is doing this season.
Yeah, and he could have been doing it last year in his sophomore year, but I mean he had Geno Smith, and so you can only be as consistent as a receiver as your quarterback. So I mean it was 3, 23, 6, 13, 13, 10, but I mean he had those 37-point games, a couple of 24s. So it was we saw it last year of what he could be, and Sam Darnold might be vanilla, but at least he's fairly consistent for what they need up there. And with that defense firing on all cylinders, they're one of the top competitors for sure. Playoff bound and, possibly Super Bowl bound. But yeah, it's exciting. And, but we're going to keep it moving because we are at the half-hour mark. So folks, if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. And I do see that we got some chats to get to, so we definitely will. Ryan, good to see you guys in there. And if you have your punt pass kick, definitely send it in there as well. And then what should mine be, let me know, because I did not have the time or take the time today to be able to get that done.
And then Tvshka, for anyone else that's in the chat that's also watching us, kind of give a rundown on how the punt, pass, and kick can work. They can also comment as well.
So at the end, we're going to have a 4th and 20 segment and punt, pass, kick. Punt meaning you're sitting the person. You're not getting rid of them. You're not removing them from the team. You're just going to sit them because it's a bad matchup. Just no injuries, no buys. You can't have that. That's kind of cheating. The pass is somebody you're going to take a long shot on. Maybe a trade for waivers, or just somebody that, kind of going against some of the, the conventional wisdom of the talking heads that you got a hunch. You've kind of seen some of the data. You see some of the trends, something you're going to take a shot on and they get big on. I think I nailed mine a few weeks ago with Pacheco, and I traded him. And I feel so good about that, baby.
Yeah.
But I did kind of kick the bucket on a couple of other trades.
Right.
Thank you, injuries. Thank you, Jaden Daniel injury and Scary Terry injury. And then for the kick itself, it's somebody you want off your team. Maybe not necessarily trade. You're just dropping them because they are absolutely ruining your marriage and your life. And if their name is Gabe Davis, we feel your pain. We feel your
pass and Gabe Davis. That's what it's actually should be.
Pass and Gabe. I love it. But we do have to finish up because I think this is probably the best top 10. It's the tight ends right now, guys. I mean, God bless it, dude. Bowser himself coming in at the top 43. Bowser, we're trying to do a show. Highest point total this year. Coming right behind him, Loveland. Good God. We talked about him, maybe what he could be. And, scouting reports, everybody said that he had the goods and he showed it. And, I mean, he ran over so many people, getting 30 points. Kincaid up there. Trade bait Kincaid getting points.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for that. Thanks for the draft picks.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk more maybe you guys later about that. But Laporta coming in at 22 points and earning every damn inch of that. Absolutely incredible play. If you guys have not seen it, check out those highlights. And then Andrews coming in, getting 17 points. I mean, again, people, this is tight ends. Mm-hmm. These are the groups that get 8 to 12 points kind of average. And these are the guys that are elevating this game and making 14 points from Schultz, 13 points from Kelsey, 12 points from Johnson, Godson getting 12, and then Theo Johnson getting 12, making that look like a bad game, which is not the case at all. Mm-hmm. Those guys, if you plugged them in for your buy, I mean, specifically, the Johnson brothers there, you got Johan there with New Orleans. But then you also got Theo there with the New York Giants. I mean, that is very well. They did better than a good portion of my wide receivers. They did better than a good portion of the Colts offense, period. Or you know what? Patrick Mahomes.
I hurt myself today.
Yep, that's right, guys. Kermit the Frog himself singing "Hurt." Really more so probably the Johnny Cash version, but
yeah,
the tight ends, man, the tight ends, they are getting it done. There's one guy that's missing. I'll finish up with talking about him. Plays with the Colts, but man, the other tight ends other than Bowser, we already went through him a lot.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Did we touch on him?
Yeah.
No. Other than giving Wayne Knight a Barbasol can, Godston, because that reminds me of Dotson. We got Dotson here.
Godston.
Godston. We got Godston here. He's gonna be.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. See, nobody cares. Of the rookie tight ends, I still think obviously Tyler Warren is the belle of the ball when it comes to the rookie tight ends. But we've got some rookie tight ends that have shown out. Gostin. Obviously, Loveland, Colston, he finally came around this week. Granted, I think that was more of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Spoiler.
It's kind of a theme here of why the Chicago Bears are everywhere on these top 10 lists because the Bengals defense is trash. The Dallas defense is trash, but then the Bengals are so trash that every offensive player talked trash about their defense after the game. That's how trash that defense is.
Yep.
So, yeah, you have offensive line issues and a trash defense 2 years in a row. Don't know what to tell you, Cincinnati, other than your owner is cheap. But it is interesting to see that. But Laporta, he's back in the fold. Andrews is back in the fold. Did Kelsey? No. I thought Kelsey was.
Yeah. Kelsey's. Yeah, he got 13.
Yeah. So even the stablemates showed up. So other than Tyler Warren, these guys Dalton Schultz has been doing it, but Kincaid has really been the story of the year. This is what I thought he was going to do last year.
Until the day he dies. Story of the year.
Yeah, that was a pull. Shout out to everybody's Valentine MySpace song in right around February, in 2002. But yeah, we're old.
Bro, that's a good album though. Good album.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Page Avenue.
Yeah, but some of the stablemates are back, but the rookies have shown out. But I mean, they are ever since tight end day a week ago, where every tight end went off. Everyone's like, "Oh wait, we can use our tight ends, and not just the Steelers who have like 14 of them."
True.
But no, it's just a good week. I mean, other than like Godson is consistent. Now, when I get to the injury stuff, I'm a little worried about the Chargers, and I'll get to my situation when we get to the injuries. It's not because of the actual scorer players. Talking about the guys who are blocking, we got an issue going on there. But Godson is, if he's not on your team, he should be.
Yeah, Godson week 6 against Miami, getting 11 points, 11.8. Then week 7 against Indiana, getting 29.4. Minnesota last week getting 18.7, and then this week against Tennessee 11.8. He does go on to play Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, and then has a week 12 bye. And then the playoff run. I mean, for your fantasy team, but also for the Chargers, going to be playing the division opponent, the Las Vegas Raiders, defending champ Philadelphia Eagles, at week 15 at Kansas City, week 16 at Dallas.
Does it say where he went to college?
Syracuse. Yep.
Okay. New York kid. All right.
Yep. Then sorry, week 17, Houston. But I mean, that week 16 looks like a great play right there.
Yep.
No
all the way week 16. yeah, might as well.
But I mean, but that could be you getting into your Super Bowl. It could be your team getting into the finals. And Gatson could be a big proponent of it, whether it's getting you 11 points or getting you 30. Other notable rookies, of course, Tyler Warren, Gatson, they're in the top as far as overall. You got Fannin being the third highest on the year, getting 86 points total. Mason Taylor getting 61. Loveland with 52. A big portion of that is this week's game getting 30. So that's where it's a little bit weighted. It's kind of like a Trey Tucker situation. Had just such a big blowout game that if you go on season stats alone or average per game, it's going to get a little bit inflated. But yeah, rookies really are showing out. One to look for maybe on Dynasty. Maybe it's Arroyo. Seahawks. He did get a touchdown this week. Scored 10.9. Very serviceable. And for a Dynasty, I would love that right now.
I hope
I would love any players to get 10 goddamn points.
If AJ Barner is not on your team, though.
Oh yeah, Barner is the main one there with Seattle. But when we're talking about dynasty, you're not just looking at this year. You're looking at some of the future talent. And Shuck, not a great showing, but hey, he's a rookie. Kind of get thrown into a little situation there, right?
Hey, Shuck.
I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Flip out, man.
Now he is like 27 years old, so figure it out quick. But as a Louisville fan, we love what you did here, even for a year. We love what you did here, so show out in the pros, man.
Yeah, and he's got time. I mean, not everybody shoots out of the cannon. Some of them, kind of take a few years to mature and then are a little bit more steady than some of these other ones that seem to have a phenomenal, freshman year, and then the sophomore, junior year slump kind of is there. But one guy that shot out of the cannon this year, but definitely was not even close to the top 10, was Daniel Jones. And every Colt player, don't slit your wrist, Kane, because it's a quote from a movie. If you know it, you know it. But it's Grandma's Boy anyway. But it is rough because I really needed to win. And Daniel Jones, the song's for you. Yep, that's right. That's how bad it was, bro. It was that bad. But you know what? I feel hurt. I feel inadequate. I feel like maybe I need a software update. Maybe I need a news and information update. And the only way we're going to get that is in this next segment. Oh, man. Yeah, that's right. It is news and update segment. This is where we quickly will go through all of the freaking entries that we have, but all the information. Trade deadlines. Haven't really heard a whole lot of booming news myself. No. There's some fizzling news, but Josh, what do you have for us in the world of news updates?
Nothing really, like you were saying, like as far as trades concerned, it's all been on mainly the defensive side. I really haven't seen anything big on the offensive side. Now Jerry said, well, we're optimistic that we're still going to do something with the trade market.
It's not all glory holes. He says that. It's a quote.
Yeah, I know.
You said it.
It's
not me.
That's the owner of my favorite team, guys. Has been since I can remember what football was. Anyway, but on other news, the Ravens, talking about a good organization that's been run very well, even though they haven't had Super Bowl in forever, and Lamar needs to get one. They have been fined $100,000 for flubbing up on their injury stuff throughout the week on Lamar Jackson. Now, we did see where Lamar was also named as could get penalized, and I'm like, but what did he do? It's like, did they get him on wiretap saying he came up with the idea? Like, that makes no sense to me. So glad he didn't do that. But that's, as far as news, I was hoping to have more trade stuff, but it's all been defensive side of the ball. So there you go.
And nobody likes defense. All right. League owners. Sorry. I'm still positioning for the vote at the end of the year. But and those defensive ones are going to kind of affect it. For your leagues that do have defenses, the Ravens might not be as much of a laughingstock. Might not be as big of a target. All right, getting Draymond Jones. But yeah, I kind of sad to say it doesn't look like Breece Hall. Kind of feels more like fleeced Hall. That the Chiefs aren't going to get him. But it's okay because we will carry on. But we really
hold on.
We need our own defensive moves.
That's Lamar sounded like he was checked out and wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy. I just heard. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. No.
Yeah.
That's. Why can't you announce it till tomorrow? I don't.
Oh, because he's got to milk it. Because it's probably not going to be that big of a trade. And he just wants publicity. He wants the hype. He wants the spotlight. And this because, here, this is from CBS Sports. What does Jerry Jones have up his sleeve? On the eve of the NFL trade deadline, Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones told Sirius XM that Dallas has made a trade, but did not share who was involved in the deal. From Jones himself, immediately it will have him on the field, and it will address some of the things that have been our shortcomings. So it's going to fill your glory holes? Is that what he's saying? Is that how it's going to work? No? Okay.
It's probably going to be a defensive back, but mainly we need a
trading back for Parsons.
We're trading back for Parsons. Bring him back, baby. He said, I'm sorry, Michael. That's because he called him Michael.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michael, but I didn't mean what I said. See, I found some extra money because I found another oil, another glory oil. But anyway, I can't. Yeah, let's stop the bit.
Yeah. My name is Micah. Yeah, that's what I said, Michelle. And so, anyways,
that's what I said, Danny. No.
Oh man.
I hope Trey Henderson was thrown out there a few weeks ago, but he got hurt. So I don't know if you would really trade for Trey Henderson. I'd be cool with it because it's a name, but I don't know as far as on-field production. The Titans will give you anybody. So it'll be nice if we traded for their best defensive lineman as well, Simmons. So I wouldn't mind that. He's also been banged up. So I just hope it's a legit defensive lineman at the end of the day, because we need a pass rusher. Obviously, we need a lot more than just a pass rusher, but you've already locked in Trayvon Diggs and you've already locked in Bland. So you need a pass rusher.
Yeah. I mean, talking about Titans, if you guys need a cornerback, they've got one of my favorite Kansas City Chief legend, multi Super Bowl winning cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed. He just got to the price point we couldn't pay for him. The Titans end up doing that. I mean, if they trade him, they could free up a lot of capital where they could rebuild from a team that is ass, pretty much. But yeah, man, that's it, right? Nothing else happened. Everybody's fine, right? No boo-boos.
This is where we cue the Sarah McLachlan music for this week.
I will so get that fucking drop next week.
This is where we
can't be the actual song. It's got to be like a shitty version of the song.
Right. No, this is where we play the Sarah McLachlan music because we had some doozies this week, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? I'm going to need a drink for this. But
yeah. So Jaden Daniels kind of had a Cam Scatterboo type injury, but it was to his arm. I mean, he went to brace for himself for impact, and then his arm went this way. So it wasn't good there. He was put immediately into like an arm air cast and carted to the back. Healthy, speedy recovery for Jaden Daniels. Hopefully it's maybe just a sprain, but it looked like a lot of other things were wrong with it. Speaking about not a sprain, Tucker Kraft was ruled out for the season with a torn ACL. Also in that game, Matthew Golden left the game with a shoulder injury. The big thing that I was alluding to earlier was the Chargers had a big injury again, and it's not to their specialty players, it's to their offensive line, whereas Joe Alt re-aggravated that ankle enough to where they will elect to have season-ending surgery for him. So, which means, remember those couple of weeks where Justin Herbert was running for his life and they couldn't block for anything and all that? It's because they just have an offensive line. Joe Alt comes back, they start playing better. Joe Alt's out again. So it's going to be interesting to see just what Harbaugh can do to get that team productive on offense, because losing Joe Alt, that's your left. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's your
4-1 out for you.
Yeah. And then CJ Stroud got a concussion like in the first quarter. So concussion protocol, monitor the news. He's probably going to be out for next week because they don't F around with that stuff if someone is actually concussed. Then Travis Hunter, they're hoping that it's not a serious ACL. I think they've kind of ruled that out. So they're hoping it's not that. So hopefully it's not. I just don't want that. He literally had so much promise and now he tears his ACL and all the other stuff. No, you don't want that. And then also Brian Thomas Jr. Left the game with an ankle injury. Puka is okay. They expect him to play this week, but they also thought Puka was like day-to-day with that ankle injury and he was out for like 3 weeks. But he has some rib injuries there. Aaron Jones with the shoulder. So all you Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones people, I hope you started him because you've only been able to like get production out from 2 weeks and he's been out. And then obviously gets back to being the Jordan Mason show there. And then Kayshon Boutte. He's rocking it to the bench because he got hurt. And it was his hammy. So for those who don't know about hammies, Abuka went out, played the next game, but he hasn't been right since. And Boutte, I don't think, is as good as Abuka. And also, for those who don't know, Lamar Jackson was out for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury as well. They even tried to lie about it, apparently. So, yeah, hamstrings are – it's not if they say it's like day-to-day, no. Hamstrings are probably – he's going to be out at least 1 week.
Yeah. You hate to hear that, but also talking about like teams that might be getting in trouble for the way they report stuff. I just wonder what's going on with Josh Simmons. I mean, offensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Rookie, he was like one of our top draft picks. Mm-hmm. we were able to move at will. I mean, on the ground with, Mahomes kind of running and such with him. And, his pass protection was phenomenal. And then he's been out, I think, since week 4, just personal reasons. Nobody really knows. We haven't gotten any whiffs because, or else, we would have heard about it.
Right.
So I don't know. Just kind of interested in kind of what's going to happen there. Hope everything's all right. But it's just kind of with that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like nomenclature, or you know what I mean, or that kind of title, or kind of naming of that. If it turns out to be something different, I just wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a backlash towards that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, and everything else is fine, right? We're good. Everybody's healthy. Please be healthy.
No, and I kind of alluding to here with the chat. Yeah, as Jake was saying, hey Jake, what's up, Jake? Yeah, Joe Alt changes everything, and yes, it does. Because if everyone just go back to the 2 weeks that pretty much Joe Alt was out, Justin Herbert was back to being I thought he was back. I thought they figured it out. Turns out, if the guys up front can't block, Justin Herbert can't do what Justin Herbert has been said that Justin Herbert could do his whole career. And then for those who don't, speaking about Justin Herbert, side note, for those who don't know how old Tyler Shuck is, his freshman year, he backed up Justin Herbert in college. So that's how long Tyler Shuck was in college. But you know what? I don't care. He was great for Louisville.
Yeah, no, you gotta love it. But speaking of the chat, man, you guys have been lively, and we absolutely love it. Wait, but does Flacco believe that Jesus could hit a curveball?
Yes, he can. You telling me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Yep. And Ryan, I would have to have a backup for Dart, as it looks like he could be out anytime with the hits. Yeah. I mean, the swan diving and such. I mean, love the heart, but you love the heart, but man, it's just gonna happen. I mean, unfortunately, the prophecy came true for his teammate in that. But throwing the congrats in the chat. Good job on the dub, Ryan.
Yeah,
congrats, man. Yeah, Jason, winning a lot of people games this week.
Yeah.
It's getting close. Okay. I'm gonna have
it's a final. The Cardinals won 27-17. My life is over.
Did they? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I think last time I saw it was like 5-7 minutes left. But supposedly the trade. Here we go. I'm 1 and infinity. May I share my team because I think it's great? Man. Yeah, just let us know in there. We will get with it after the wild card segment. But man, I mean, anything else on these news and updates?
No, it's too sad to talk about.
Is it time to sage? Do we need to sage some stuff?
Maybe. It's just you don't like to see big name players go out with gruesome injuries, and we've seen 2 gruesome injuries 2 weeks in a row to star players with bright futures. So that's what's
and I mean, it sucks because of their high draft picks, and it sucks just because, man, I mean, it just means that everything's wild, right? And when you live in the wild, sometimes the lion cares about things, and sometimes the lion doesn't care about moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. If you don't know the reference, everybody, get in the discourse and find out. But here we go.
And pull some
I was in another Discord, and I guess there's a bunch of memes going around about lions, and it's like the lion does not concern himself with this.
Oh yeah, I got you now. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah,
the lion does not concern himself with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis.
Yeah, there's making fun of all the machismos out there that like, the lion doesn't.
Lion doesn't have to deal with taxes.
Yeah,
but no, this is the wild card segment, and as you can see, it's already off the rails. But this segment, we actually kind of get to kind of take a deep dive into a certain topic, certain issue, and hopefully bring something, a little kernel of wisdom, for this week, or a nugget that you can kind of carry through for the rest of the season or into your future fantasy career. And this week, unfortunately, just feels like a big extension of the injury report, right?
Yeah, because that Sarah McLachlan hit the song, cue the music, guys.
Remember me.
Yeah. We've had a lot of season-ending injuries, but this is what happens all the time. But just what happened with Cam last week, and then what happened with Jaden this week, even Joe Alt going out. But they can come back typically, but you just have those type of things. But for those who don't know, of the big-time injuries that we've had this year, let me reflect. I call this the infirmary ward. That's what we're doing. So Malik Neighbors tore his ACL, MetLife Stadium. Kind of a weird thing. Tucker Kraft just got added to the list. Omari and Hampton, remember him? They might not bring him back this year.
Yeah,
they're not going to rush it. So last time I saw, I'll put it this way: Omari and Hampton was up in a box the last time I saw him. They wasn't on the sidelines. He was up in the suite, which means they're keeping him away from his knee just in case someone runs into it. So that's how tender they're keeping the situation. So I don't know if Omar and Hampton's going to be back.
And just to the Hampton of it, I mean, that was one thing we talked about last week was, I was just kind of looking at trade offers to be able to, kind of target people that are injured or bye weeks. And you had said that, and the reports I looked at, they were saying, oh, he could play week 10. But yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Not knowing, and then also, but it does seem like he's a landmine. Just stay away from him, guys. Don't trade for him. Don't do it.
Yep. I mean, obviously. Yep. But
RP.
He's kind of Achilles in this point, right? It's the whole thing just snapped though. Anyway, too soon. Oh my gosh, he's just so great for the league.
Yeah. He was an exciting what for sure.
Yeah, but that's not the only reason. That's just the fact that he's just an enigma of a player. Yeah. He's awesome. But anyway, the entire Arizona running back room, I think they're on their 7th running back at this point.
Yeah, Michael Carter is out. Who they
released him.
Well, released, but they assigned him to come in and to fill in for Benson, who had another person filling for him. DeMarcado, you had Connor, DeMarcado, everybody. Our heads are falling off.
But we can beat the Cowboys. Go on. Yeah. Just so you know, right now we have Amari DeMarcado, Bam Knight, Greg Dortch, and Jacoby Brissett. So Bam Knight.
Yep.
DeMarcado had 14 carries for 79 yards. So there you go. That's your running back room for Arizona.
Sorry, I gotta get new glasses. These things are getting bent up.
Gotcha. The Tampa Bay wide receiver room.
Hey, Summer coming back, right?
Abuka, yes.
Please, okay.
Yeah, but McMillan, Mike Evans, Godwin, Abuka. He is on that report.
Yeah,
and Baker. Sort of like, oh man, Baker struggled the last 2 games. He has no one to throw to because he's got he's got Johnson and Johnson and like just Abuka, not a Mecca Abuka, just Abuka because his leg is not 100%.
So it's not Emeka Egbuka?
No. As I alluded to before the other this whole episode, the Chargers offensive line, just with one good offensive lineman. Now their best offensive lineman might not play again. Like his career, which sucks there because that was a preseason injury, and it's one of those things where people are saying like he might not come back, he might not ever, but he did sign that contract there. But I mean, they're just their whole offensive line, which was regarded as the best one of the touted as the best offensive lines coming into this season, and they're just gone. So it's insane and obviously Cam. Jaden Daniels, Tucker Kraft. Puka really hasn't been healthy since the Bears game. but he's fought through it. But it's just tough to make up ground when those players go out. It just felt like everybody that is said still doesn't hold a candle to the Christian McCaffrey drama of last year, as far as that all stuff that happened. But these are things you cannot,
sprains, etc.
Yeah. Which leads me to the thing of offensive line matters when it comes to fantasy, and you can always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. It's kind of the way it is with fantasy. You still want to put the best team out there, but you can't think that everything's going to be gumdrops and sugar plums and shit throughout the whole season. So you don't always want to, you just have to be able to know who's on the come up, stash players, trade, things like that, because you just never know what's going to happen. And sometimes Lady Luck is just not on your side. There's nothing you could possibly do. I had, going into the season, I had Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterby on my team, and I'm like, why am I going to start two Giants? And now I don't have either one of them, and I am trying to scramble around. We're still doing well, but well is not as good as having Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterby on your team. So these things happen.
Yeah, it is. It's rough in these streets. But yeah, with that infirmary, it feels like COVID all over again. Yeah. The hospital beds are getting filled up, ladies and gentlemen. And, but some of these people are getting cleared. When we talked about off screen beforehand, excited about that. But yeah, it's rough because I know for a couple of mine, it was trade value. It was, somebody that, had a bye week coming up. So I was trying to, kind of offload them a little bit. Or just, a couple of teams I know I'm going to be in the playoffs because, top three. And I'm looking at the playoff schedule and starting to gun for that because I can take a couple of losses before then. And so, yeah, that's where it absolutely sucks. I know for others, it's you made the trade. And, if it's in a dynasty, it hurts, but, hurts a little bit less. But for these redrafts, it's one and done. And, it's absolutely disheartening, but there's still some hope. Right. So, Josh, anything else on kind of the infirmary?
No. It just sucks. I want to use this like, here's what to do for strategy. Yes, you can trade, but you don't want to plan on someone getting injured unless they're injury prone. Like sometimes you can do that. Back in the day, people, the trend was if you had a starting running back, because it wasn't it was a bell cow system. Typically, it's like you're our main running back. This is what you do. So you would just use a roster spot to stash their backup running back. Just because if that was a starter, he was a starter. They weren't going to do, split carries and all this other stuff. Now it's mainly split carries. So the bell cow has a bigger value to them because they're so far in between. But because of that, you really don't want to draft their backup just in case they get injured because there's so many other running backs that split carries or plug and plays that you can do. So it's just kind of crazy to see when that bell cow goes down, you're not as hurting as much as you would think as you were like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Production still continues. But sometimes, like I said, there might be a little bit of light. And with that light, it might come in the... because we said goodbye to some of these people that are broke-ass motherfuckers, but we're saying hello to some of the other guys. Yeah, that is right. We are in the waivers. And I don't think we're gold digging anymore. I feel like we're just trying to find aluminum and copper, which is what the rest of the world is trying to do right now in the shortage that we have. But man, it's been a rough one. And this week is probably because of some of the buys. This week we had the Browns, Jets, Eagles, and the Buccaneers. So hopefully some of those injured ones, Abuka, looking at you, bro. Hopefully they are able to get off that that bench and get back into the game. But this week it's going to be a tough one. Bengals, Cowboys, Chiefs, Titans. Maybe not so much the Titans, but the Bengals, shitty defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lost games, but their offense was freaking electric. And that is why you had Higbee in there. You had Flacco. You had some of those games. And then even tonight, right? Though the Cowboys lost, unfortunately, sometimes their receptions can ruin somebody's game. And we're so sorry, Ryan. Condolences.
Yeah, CD had 87 for 85.
Yeah. Not a ton, but sometimes it's just enough for you to lose that game. And so for that, the Chiefs, you're probably not missing much from the running game anyways, but we definitely missed a lot from Mahomes. And you know what? I'm cool with him taking a little breather. Let's get our stuff together and hopefully maybe get some of the line back. But looking at the waiver wire, Josh, who do you have that really kind of stands out? And why exactly do we need to be digging as maybe as hard as we should this week?
Okay, so it's maybe not digging as much is because of a guy named Torrey Horton, as we alluded to earlier. Is this a Trey Tucker, a Gabe Davis, or is this his arrival? Because he is a rookie. Tez Johnson is showing promise that it wasn't just a Gabe Davis situation, but you can tell he's still got some growing pains.
Yeah.
He's still got some stuff to do. This was one game for Torrey where he, did well because he basically didn't do – he had 11, 18, then 2. He had nothing against San Francisco. He didn't play. Then he had 12 against Tampa, then nothing against Jacksonville, then nothing against Houston. Had a bye week. I guess they figured out that they could throw to him, and he had a 20-burger. So this is one that if you got no one else on your team, stash. But to me, I don't see a trend here. I just see Sam Darnold can do whatever he wants to the Washington Commanders.
Yeah. And having Kupp out this week, really kind of helped out. Kind of in that manner for Horton to kind of step in and answer that call. But he will be returning, and so then those shares are going to go down. I think in our dynasty, I was actually kind of looking at him. I think like week 4 or 5, but he had already been drafted. Because unfortunately, the other guys are pretty savvy. And but yeah, Horton, he was a healthy scratch. Hopefully, if you had him, great. I know when it was after the week 3 game, kind of seeing that trend. That's whenever I kind of started putting him kind of on the spotlight a little bit, kind of watching him, but it just didn't progress as much as needed. They do go and play Arizona, then they play the Rams, and then Tennessee Titans. So might be a healthy scratch if you're that desperate, but if you're that desperate for maybe filling spots, then you might be having a whole other host of issues that you need to kind of get rectified. Than to try to really have to play Horton to try to save you or kind of a winning match. But I do like that as far as kind of spotlighting him. Any other players that you're really kind of shown out this weekend to you?
I'll answer that by asking you, Colston Loveland, arrival or Bengal?
Both. The amount that he got as far as 30 points, Bengal. Arrival to be able to get 10 points. Yeah.
I like the 7 targets is what I'm looking at when it comes to, because a lot of times it's like, oh man, he did well. It's like, yeah, but what was his targets? This is where it gets real nerdy and we talk like fantasy footballers, but it's true. But when it comes to fantasy production, week in, week out, and whether or not you can start them, forget them, and not a spot, because from a spot starter to an actual like set them and forget them, it's the consistency and the targets. Trey McBride scored had 2 passing touchdowns, and it was a championship game of your season last year when he finally got his first receiving touchdown, and he was still a top dog at the end of it. Why? Because he was the number 1 receiver and he got the targets. Brock Bowers, you heard me the whole episode in the past year. He's just, you get their targets. That's why Jake Ferguson is a solid tight end this year. Why Tyler Warren is a solid tight end as far as rookie is concerned.
Hold on. Who'd you say? Who was the first guy?
Oh, Jake Ferguson?
Yeah.
So
try to switch the page over. Yep.
That's why if you need a tight end on your waivers, Loveland should be there. I know I dropped him after 3 weeks when he had like 4 yards.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, that was one I definitely wanted to spotlight because of it being the tight end position. You know, like you're not going to be holding on to 2-3 of those to be able to cycle through. Honestly, probably just need one. I think we talked a little bit about it last week. It still blows my mind. And I even told somebody else that was in the same league as me. I was like, because we're talking about trades, and he needed a tight end because he had Tucker Kraft that got injured. And I was like, I'll trade you Tyler Warren. Going to have something, comp for it. I was like, but I got Kittles, off the waiver last week. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, yep. And you're in the same league, dude. Like, whenever you got a good league, a good team, you're not paying attention. But if you're in a bad league, your good team could turn into a great team.
Yep.
And so Kittle was because outlier, but Loveland, he needs to be on somebody's team. If he's on any waiver wire next week, really talk to your league commissioner about getting some people out of there. Because I think he's locked probably for 8 points. Like I said, the targets are there and they got that juice. So maybe that'll kind of carry them into the coming weeks. I mean, they do play the Giants. So that just might be kind of a hyped up game anyways, kind of with everything that the Giants are kind of getting. But then they go to Minnesota, then Pittsburgh, which I don't know, could be rough, could be amazing. Who knows? It's the Pittsburgh defense, which has been inconsistent at best. But then the playoff run is tough. They play Green Bay twice, and then they play the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's where, hopefully you're not having to pick up Loveland for the playoff run. But for you, kind of filling in those voids for Tyler Warren, who has a bye in week 11, and some others, very, very, very good pickup.
Yep.
Fab. I mean, whatever. If you got Fab left, just use it all. Just, get it so somebody else doesn't have him.
Yeah, because there's too many question marks compared to what they drafted him for. Which I know we have other comments, guys, but I just noticed this from Jake. What are you nerds? Yeah, shout out to us nerds about Warren versus Loveland. I know the usage has been different, but I wanted Warren on the Jets, and he was talking about the draft itself because yes. Okay, I'll put it this way, Jake. The same thing I've been saying, and I talk much about Bowers as I do about Warren as far as coming out of college, he was the dude on Penn State. Like Penn State, they're terrible this year. Now that has a lot more to do with the coaching and the dysfunction that's going on than the players. But even they brought the same team back, and they were supposed to be a top 5 team and go for they were a game away from the national championship last year, and Tyler Warren was the main focal point of that team offensively. So I was a big Tyler Warren guy going into the season. Loveland played for Michigan. They didn't have a quarterback that could throw the ball forward 4 yards. So you really didn't know what you were getting in Loveland, other than the fact that you knew he could block because that's all they could do because they couldn't pass the ball. But Loveland did get drafted over Warren, and I was like, I don't get it. But Ben Johnson knows how to use his tight ends. It's only taken 9 weeks to figure that out.
Yep. Well, that's good. For other people on the waiver wire, we kind of talked about the Horton, a little bit of that. Might just be kind of a spot start. The guy that kind of intrigues me, though, and they played Atlanta, who's been up and down as a defense, but Demario Douglas for the Patriots. I don't trust anything from this Patriots team, even though they do really shine at times. I can't count on Trayvon Henderson. Ramondre Stevenson, of course, being out, but dropping the ball all the time. Drake May, oh my God, yeah, breaking records of Tom Brady, which is significant, but I don't know, just for the fantasy aspect of it, I'm not in love with the Patriots. What say you?
I'm a little more. We're in a relationship, but it's complicated. Like a
situationship.
Yeah, we're in a situationship, or whatever the kids are calling it these days. It's because Booty went out, so Demario Douglas stepped in. So it's not really like people are like, "Oh, Demario, if Booty's out, then yes, put Demario in," because Diggs has been off and on. Like he did have a decent week this week, but Booty's been basically the main fantasy producer, other than maybe like Hunter Henry every once in a while. Like Hunter Henry, you have to play him. But yeah, Travion Henderson has been a disappointment at this point. But yeah, Booty's injury was what made Demario's name pop up. If he's out again, then yes, start him. Because it's not like the first time. I mean, Douglas has been there for, I think last year might have been his rookie year, or it might be his third year. I don't know. But yeah, that's the reason Douglas. That's the reason Douglas was shown up, because Booty went out of the game. Booty's the guy.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we're talking about injuries.
Yeah.
Right. Where one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.
But just for the Patriots of it, yeah. I mean, Diggs, he got 13 this week, or but 10 last week, 13, 5, 24 had a bright spot, 16, 5, 7, 11. And that's Stephon Diggs to me. Like in a nutshell. Up and down, ebbs and flows, and it just feels more and more like Gabe Davis. But
ever since, what was it, 2-3 years ago, or it might have been 2 years ago, and you're just like, you got Diggs, and I was like, I don't know, and then he was just a pain in your ass the whole season.
I'm gonna get 30 points, and then I'm gonna get 5, and then I'm gonna bitch about my quarterback. I mean, that was the beginning of the flaws, the cracks that we saw with it.
Yeah.
But for Travion Henderson, I mean, he's only had 2 12-point games.
The only thing is he's probably going to be time. Yeah, you would have thought, and he was fine. Like I would thought it'd been, especially for. I mean, I had high expectations for him this season. I was targeting him in most of my leagues, and he just hasn't produced. I mean, Genty's kind of underwhelmed, but then again, he hasn't, because you see the talent. Like this week, he only rushed the ball for 42 yards and was a top 10 running back on the week. It's because he just has those other intangibles that Henderson just doesn't have to his athletic ability. So that's why Genty was a first-round pick, and Henderson is more of a disappointment as a 5th round. So,
yeah. Other waiver ones, man. I know you got a couple of running backs you want to talk about.
So Rodriguez is tough because it just
Brasky's a son of a bitch
because he's sucking now. He's playing very good, but honestly, that whole offense just looks like it doesn't care. You think like it's just that there's something going on in that locker room, and I don't think it's Bill. I don't think it's Bill Krosky. I don't think it's Rodriguez. They're going out there and doing what they need to do. But Rodriguez hasn't done shit. Maybe pick him up if you really need to throw somebody out there. But DeMarcado, because that running back room sucks. Like it's just this is the pain that I feel just looking through the list of the waiver pick people, and I'm like, well, if you got Cam Scatterboot, one try to make that up.
I mean, looking at it, running backs. I mean, the top ones on the season that we kind of see on some of the waivers, Chubb, Big Chubb. I mean, you got Scatterbo and Pacheco, but those are injuries. Justice Hill. I mean, he had a 28-point game, but he also had a 7, a 2, a negative 0.1. That was starting off the season. I mean, Jerome Ford, I know he's been in some previous trade talks, maybe.
The name out there is Blake Corum, but he's behind Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Blake Corum is a legit NFL running back. If he was on any
Yep.
other team, he'd be a fan. He'd be at least producing solid for fantasy. But he's like Charbonnet. Yeah, he's just like a lesser version of him because you don't know if he's going to get you like as soon as you start him, he's not going to do anything, and then you bench him and he does something like it because Kyron Williams is the main focal back. At least Sharps splits 50-50 at this point with Walker, but Kyron's the guy. But Blake had a really good week.
Yeah, and that's the scraps, man. I mean, the running backs in all the leagues.
Yeah.
Very slim pickings, and which sucks because that running back is to be the workhorse. So, I mean, and that's where this week I'm trying to target some trades to maybe try and lose a little bit of depth for just minimal action, in that running back room because it is rough out there in the streets, but. Some other people that may be on your waiver wires, Alec Pierce. Not sure why he would be on anybody's waiver wire. But
I mean, I would understand, but
strong words. You don't like Alec Pierce? You don't like the Colts inept team this week? He was like one of the bright spots of it.
He's just weird because Josh Downs does get his too. Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren. So it's just the fact that he might get 2 or 3 catches a game, like at best. But this week was nice because just what the Steelers defense did. But typically, schematically, it goes Pittman, Warren, Downs, then Pierce, and typically it's like split between Downs and Pierce. And then Jonathan Taylor just scores every other touchdown. So that's the problem with the habit Pierce, but. Shit, just throw him in the ring, see what happens, I guess.
Yep. Some other wide receiver search. Wide receiver search. I can't even say it right now.
Out now, Brown cow.
Yeah. Unique New York. Troy Franklin. There were the Broncos. Tez Johnson, we kind of mentioned.
Yep.
With the Buccaneers. And then the guy we had in Dynasty, Parker Washington.
Parker went off. Like we highlighted Parker last week too.
Yep.
And plus with Travis Henry being out, Parker showing out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked back at the timeline, and I was
Our
like,
dynasty.
So yeah, I was like, God dang it!
Look, I mean,
we had to. Like
we had to.
Yeah.
Like I look back, I'm like, yeah, but everything kind of played out, and we have a better team now at the end of it.
Well, Parker Washington, we just dropped.
Yeah, we screwed up that.
We because we have people coming off of IR, we had to put in.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, guys, we traded away Chris Olave. Guess what? Would you be pissed off if they traded away Chris Olave at this point? No, but once he gets a competent quarterback, we're screwed. But yes, we did trade away JSN. But go back and look at his rookie year, and you'll understand. Look what we did last year before the end of the year. You would understand why we traded away at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Great to have him, but yeah, at the same time. Yeah, so anything else on the waiver wires, man? It's rough. I mean, you got your streaming kickers and defenses. We really hit hard on the tight ends already, but
I just have to give a shout out. You can pick them up. You don't have to. Mr. Cam Little of the Jacksonville Jaguars for breaking Justin Tucker's 66-yard for a 68-yard. He kicked one for 70 in the preseason. This one counted. Put him on the history books as kicking a 68-yarder. Obviously, go ahead and pick him up if you want to. But if Chris Boswell is on your waivers, pick Chris Boswell up. He is the most consistent kicker, not named Brandon Aubrey, as far as distance. So, yeah, pick him up. But, yeah, shout out to Cam Little.
Yep, I like that. Cam, word of wisdom.
Yeah,
just stay out of massage parlors. I mean, come on, man. We don't need to lose more kickers to that.
Just one.
Yeah.
It was literally just one.
Just like 100. But yeah, man. Anything else on that?
No, that's pretty much all I got.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like this edible kind of kicking in a little bit, getting cotton mouth. What is going on up here? Now, we are coming to the 4th and 20, right? So again, this is the scenario. 4th and 20. You got the long shots. Who are you playing? Who are you putting back on the bench? And who are you just going to kick right out of the GD Stadium? That is right, everybody. It is 4th and 20. This is where we kind of talk about our punt, pass, kick. So definitely put them in the chats now if you haven't already. I will not look at them right now because I still got to figure out mine. I know a couple. I literally my punt was going to be Brasky, and I looked and I was like, "That's what it was last week."
Yeah,
I'm just going to keep kicking him down the road because I can't drop him. We just talked about the waiver wires and the running backs and how thin it is. It's hard to just kind of drop someone within that realm. You got to kind of hold on to them for a good matchup, for maybe a little bit a break in the daylight. But Josh, man, this week to kind of wrap up the show, what is the punt, pass, kick for you, brother?
Yeah, so my punt is the Titans. Why are they in your starting lineup to begin with? I guess Tony Pollard may be the only one left in your starting lineup. But if you haven't already punted them, I would do it as well. I don't see that team. The reason I didn't punt on them before is because let's see how the interim does. Because sometimes if the interim comes in, the team starts playing better and things happen. No. That team is just dog crap. So if Tony Pollard's on your team, I hope you have a better replacement because the dude shits out 56 yards a week, and that's about it. So there you go. Pass. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I mean, if any week you pick it, I mean, it's got to be this week. Ooh, yeah. that might be something for next year. Sorry. That might be something for next year is that you can't pick the same person twice throughout the whole season.
Yeah, like a survivors league on punt, pass, and kick. Okay.
Yeah.
Go. Anyway, and then my kick.
Who was he, by the way? You didn't say his name.
Brock. Brock Bowers.
Purdy. No.
Bowers.
Okay.
Yeah. Bowers. No, it's never first time ever mentioned on this show. But my kick is his teammate Trey Tucker. Because thank you for coming and playing. Brock Bowers is back in the lineup. You do get decent, but not enough to keep you in the starting lineup. Or much less, there probably is somebody probably better on waivers at this point because he hasn't done that well in like the past 4 weeks. So I am kicking Mr. Trey Tucker. I tried to hold on to him as long as I could because I thought after that one big week he was going to get better, and it just never did. He's been pretty much a bitter disappointment. Yeah,
that is pretty much what a lot of players on my bench have been. And this week was specifically tough for me because the ones I wanted to punt on got injured or they're on bye. So they were going to be in timeout anyways. But man, I don't know what to do with Keon Coleman. To me, it's in that Brasky kind of area where he has the talent and that team can put it together. And it just takes an injury for a Cook, Kincaid. I mean, it just takes one shift and he would be the hot pickup. And in this time, especially with the team that I have him on, sitting at 500, I can't. There's not enough on the waiver wire for me to lose him. So that's where I have to punt Keon Coleman. It sucks. It's nasty. I feel dirty.
I mean, he doesn't have very much good. He doesn't separate very well. And so a lot of times, even though he's really good at those 50-50 balls, really good, he excels at them. The problem is Josh ain't going to throw it like that to him. He'd rather throw it to Khalil Shakir or when Dalton Kincaid is healthy or Dawson Knox or anybody else. So if you don't get separation, then Josh Allen's not going to throw it to you. And that's the issue.
Yeah. And then kind of just looking at tonight's game a little bit. I'm hesitant to kind of say this one. But my pass, it's going to be Charbonnet against Arizona next week. Your boy Javonte didn't do as great, but Charbonnet, he just poaches. And last week he got 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's touchdown chasing time, but he is pretty much at every other game getting a touchdown, and sometimes 2. And it's Arizona. It's going to be, fairly well contested with how they played against the Cowboys. Arizona defense is probably better than some people kind of give them credit for. But God, man, I mean, just from what we saw with that Seahawks defense or that Seahawks offense, they have it together, and I think that they're going to run into a little bit of issues with the Cardinals defense to where they're going to have to go to Charbonnet a little bit, and kind of look at those checkdowns, look at those kind of alternate routes at least a handful or so times when it really matters. And but yeah, that's that. I don't like it. Again, I hate this segment this week.
I don't dislike it. He's definitely a good.
I do. I so do.
I don't dislike it. I mean, there's probably other players that I would put in the starting lineup over Sharps, but at the end of the day, he's a good flex.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he's helped me out plenty of times throughout the season. But I mean, just coming off the recent match where everybody else got points, but he definitely snaked a few really good runs from him. And yeah, it's just, I mean, again, guys, this is the messy season. It's just where you don't feel confident. You're not 100% in every decision. And just with these injuries, I think that has even rocked me a little bit more where it's just shit. Am I cursed? Is it because I put him in? Is it me? Is that why they got hurt?
I'm not going to say what the curses are, but every time a player has a huge game, they get hurt the next day. I mean, the next game. I mean, it happened to Neighbors. Scatterboot. It was like a week and a half later. And then Tucker Kraft, he had that great game the week before, and then he tears his ACL. So maybe just want them to be consistent. Then, here's a 40-point game. So Brock Bowers, you better stay healthy. For the love of God, stay healthy for that. So,
yep. And for the kick, that's the other tough one too. Do we have updates on Bucky Irving? Is he back next week? They're on a bye.
No.
How much longer is Bucky Irving out?
They don't know. That's the problem. I should have added him to the list, but I didn't think.
Rashad White. It's so hard. It's so tough with Rashad.
If Bucky doesn't play, Rashad White is a must start.
Oh no, but he's gotten 8 points the last couple of weeks. Been serviceable.
Yeah.
But I mean, just looking at my teams, I mean, it's not a bad situation to be in. And again, I'm going off of my teams of like who I'm going to kick. And the ones really kind of would have anyways, they're kind of injured. And you know what? I'm just going to go from what I did last week. And again, guys, I apologize because I'm trying. ESPN is really mucking up my night because I can't even pull up my teams and look at it because I got to re-log in because I was trying to watch the game. All this bullshit. But yeah, no, Matthew Golden. I dropped him last week.
It hurts, but yeah, I agree with you.
And last week Kenneth Gainwell was my drop candidate as far as get kicked, but yeah, Matthew Golden. I picked up Brissett for him, and that made all the difference in this matchup for me. Actually made it fairly contested with Brissett ending up getting 25 points, and Golden is just in that lane where he doesn't really have a ton of value. So if you need to pick him up, here in a couple of weeks, he might still be there. And so that's where I kind of felt safe in doing that. And, ultimately I had to because I needed a quarterback. Kyler Murray being, questionable and then out and everything of that nature, and being benched but not being benched, he can still play. Like, who knows what that situation really looks like? But yeah, man, I feel gross, but that's my punt pass kick, and I'm sticking to it, man.
All right. Well, I believe Ryan gave his punt, pass, and kick. Where are you, Ryan? I thought I had it. There it is. Adunze. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. You want to bench Adunze. Interesting. And then you're going to pass on Monalgai, even if Swift is playing against the Giants. Okay. I get that. We kind of talked about Monalgai. Was it a Bengals thing or was it production? And I like the production. I just didn't know what was going to happen if Swift came back, because Swift is kind of the same back. And then he's going to kick all of Arizona running backs until Benson returns. And I'm like, like you kind of alluded to what we went to for our wild cards situation when I talked about the Arizona running back room and just how it's just complete dog crap at this point. So I don't know how many weeks it is for Bucky. So.
Yeah, I hate it. But also, Jake, I know we talked about it before. He says, who cares about Booty or whatever? Apparently you're not an ass man, because we love Booty here. But Sean Booty there with the Patriots. Yeah, man. I mean, he had value. He sure did.
He does have value when he's healthy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, being injured sucks week, man. But Booty. I mean, on the year, started off with 17.3. And he got 8, 4, 2, 7, right? Okay, a little bit of a drought, but this is his second year. Then he goes 26, 13, and 16. I want that, especially with an increasing snap percentage, averaging 4 targets, and honestly, in all 3 of those games, getting a total of 4 touchdowns. I mean, whether it's 1 touchdown or it's just 75 yards and 5 touches, like I want any little bit of that action, but with him being out, it sucks. And I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming freaking Bowers, dude. That son of a bitch, dude.
You watch your mouth. You watch your mouth, sir.
Looking mother.
No, you watch your mouth.
Okay, all right.
The man is awesome.
Yeah. Well, he can watch it. I don't know. I can't think of a good joke for that one. But man, I don't know. Maybe I'm spent. Maybe I'm done. All right. Maybe.
I hurt myself today.
Yeah. What do you got for the fine folks at home?
Guys, thank you all so much for joining us. But the other stuff we got going on is on Wednesday. You've got our REV Sports Wrap It Up as we go over. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Golf.
All right. Yay.
Wait,
hold on. They're really rich. That's not how you clap.
Well, anyway, shout out to them and also to Toronto Blue Jays for giving us probably the best World Series we've had in God knows when. That thing rocked. If you didn't like it, you don't like baseball. You don't like sports. You don't like drama. You don't like stuff that keeps us glued to the TV when these things are happening, because that World Series was amazing. And we're going to talk about it more on Wednesday, as long as everything else that happened during the week. College basketball tipped off tonight. NBA's been going on for a while. We've got other news and stuff that goes on throughout the week. Join us there at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And then right after that, Jake, I heard you alluding to watching WWE instead of just hate watching the Monday Night Football game tonight. Well, myself and Justin Toner talk about the week that was in wrestling on Thursdays at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. We are bringing back the book club this Friday. For all the people linked down below is for our Discord. We'd like to do a book club over there. I know Ryan has joined us every episode to come on and talk about said book, and we're looking to do that about 8 o'clock Central. Our Bracket Bitches show is kind of going on right now, but the MLS Cup needs to get to the next round for us to do our next episode. But shout out to Chris, aka Drunken Prayer, on winning our WNBA Bracket Bitches pool there. And then on Monday, you get us again. Every Monday, we come here and sit there and either say, yay, Brock Bowers is back, or everybody's hurt, which is one episode. That's what you get. But we love you all joining in the comments, and it happens every 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, right here on Rev Sports Ruckus EV. We are at 149 followers right now. Please, everyone, subscribe. Give us to that 150. We're one away. We might do a little celebration for thanking you all for subscribing and joining us on this journey that we're on. And that's all I got.
Yeah, no, I love it. And Jake, I know you'd asked about this earlier. So looking at your team, Dart, Lamb, Rice, Henderson, I'm guessing Bill Krosky, McBride, Harvey, White or Bucky. Yeah, all right, that's the big question. Looks like it's going to be more White. Judkins and Garrett Wilson. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, is Wilson injured, right?
Garrett, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's injured because of Bucky, Wilson. Rice has been out. He finally came back. Henderson has been a letdown. Bill has been a letdown. McBride's great, but until Jacoby Brissett came in, he's kind of been underwhelming. Harvey finally woke up. So, and Judkins, when he plays, he's good, but he got banged up again. And Dart just figured out how to play football 3 weeks ago. So right now on paper, your team looks good, but there was also about 7 weeks prior to your team actually doing something.
Yeah. And also, I mean, as far as like what you're doing wrong, it really depends on the scenario of that league.
Yeah.
You know, what does your waiver wire look like? Have you done any trades? And, you know, with the trades, sometimes they got to be pretty timely to make it work. Ibuka, bro, let's go, man.
Oh, I'm gonna say, like, I like your team. It's just you had to crank the engine a couple of times and try and start that lawnmower a little bit more than you were used to for that thing to really start getting going.
A few more miles on it.
You're not doing anything wrong. It just unfortunately didn't come to effect until recently.
Yeah, and there's your WWE comment, right? Or bubbling in on W. Yeah. Soccer, come on now, man. It's football. But man, we punted. We passed. And man, I tell you what, it kicked my ass this week. But hopefully you guys did a lot better. Hopefully you got that W, right? And if you didn't get into those waiver wires, get into those trades, or just kind of look at your team and maybe take a risk. But definitely be looking at the numbers, pay attention to it. That is going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see y'all next time. Y'all take care. Peace.